Well, hello, my name is Dr. Perry Meyer, and I am the medical director of the Meyer Institute, a center of excellence dedicated to the treatment of the diabetic foot. And today is May the 8th, and it marks the 6th week that we have been running the wound clinic under COVID. And although we had a very successful week and we saw our numbers slightly rising. Unfortunately, they're rising with acute patients. And we saw a distinct rise in the acuity of our wound patients, with several requiring fairly extensive debridement as well as amputations. These are in our realm, and we are doing them on a regular basis, but now this past week we noticed a very large cluster of higher level amputations, ray resections, forefoot amputations, of which you did 3. That is a very high number for a very short period of time, so they're very concentrated. And these were people that were in crisis directly as a result of not attending appointments because they were afraid to come out due to COVID. That poses a really big problem, and one that we're going to need to address over the coming weeks, about how do we get or restore the confidence of our patients in the safety or the cleanliness of the clinics that they're attending. If not that, then we need to ramp up the virtual care to be more consistent with what they would get if they would go directly to the office, which means that physicians are going to need to be open for longer than a few hours a day and receive phone calls or start booking virtual appointments to deal with the things, the medical conditions that our patients have that are not being attended to. And this is a really big problem for us because we have numerous specialties that are in need. Our biggest concern is our vascular access. And when that doesn't happen, and because these patients are often deemed elective surgeries, then they flounder and the wounds go bad very quickly, and often end up in leg amputation, major amputations, where it was not necessary. And so it is critical that we get those surgeons back into the operating room in a safe way. But when we are faced with the prospect of an extension of probably 2 months or more of quite significant restriction in our medical access, we need to make a move now to try to ramp up the virtual care. I think that virtual care is doable in wound care. It is much harder for the surgical side of things. You can't debride a wound, you can't cut off dead tissue with a knife over the phone. It doesn't work. So there is a need for physical contact with our patients. However, the care that they are also missing is in their primary care physicians' offices, who are understandably concerned about the COVID pandemic, but now need to ramp up their efforts to give their patients access to them more freely than they are right now. And I think that this is something that we have to come together as a community to encourage that to happen, and then to facilitate that, finding out where the concerns are, what are the hot spots, things that physicians are really uncomfortable about, and address them and give them a solution. Because I think that this is going to go on, and the new normal may very well involve a significant portion of our time done virtually as a better way to utilize our resources and to reach more people. From a wound care perspective, there aren't very many wound care specialists around, and there are a lot of wound patients who are suffering with wounds because they don't have access to specialists. So I think that this is an effort that we can move forward on in a positive way. Again, I am very, very proud of my team here. We have done under duress something that is really special, and I owe this to them. Again, Kristen Meehan, Julie Christie, Sophia Neto, and my executive assistant, Emily Bertrand. They bring this thing together, and they have done an outstanding job at addressing all of the concerns for safety with regards to infection control, and done it now. It looks as though they've been doing it all their lives. And it is a huge burden, but we are doing it, and we want to demonstrate that to the rest of the world, that it is possible to operate a very busy clinic under duress, under COVID conditions, and do that successfully and deliver excellent care at the same time. We need to share this word. My name is Dr. Perry Meyer, and I am the medical director, still, of the Meyer Institute, a center of excellence dedicated to the treatment of the diabetic foot. Stay safe. Until next time.